On behalf of Father Saturnino Orios University, we welcome you to the 2025 FSU Opinion Poll Phase 2 press release. Your presence today is deeply appreciated as we present findings that capture the sentiments of our communities, their dreams, concerns, and choices. Before we begin, we ask for your attention to a few key reminders and disclaimers to help ensure today's program runs smoothly. Participants are discouraged to conduct their own live streaming or real-time coverage during the event. This ensures that the information is accurate and shared responsibly. However, the event is being officially streamed via the FSU Butuan City Facebook page. You are very much encouraged to share the official live stream from that page with your networks. We respectfully remind everyone to uphold a respectful, peaceful, and professional atmosphere throughout the event. This gathering is a platform for constructive dialogue and meaningful exchange, and we all share the responsibility of maintaining an environment that fosters mutual respect and open communication. Please be reminded that heckling, shouting, or any form of disruptive behavior will not be tolerated, and these actions undermine the spirit of collaboration and understanding we seek to promote. Let us do our part in creating a space that is safe, inclusive, and conducive to thoughtful discourse. Also, a hard copy of the executive summary will be distributed after all presentations are completed. Kindly wait until the end of the program to receive your copy. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding. Now, to begin our program in a spirit of unity and gratitude, may I invite everyone to please rise as we offer this gathering to the Almighty, and kindly remain standing for the national anthem.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, Amen. O God, by your grace, your servant, Father Orius, enkindled with the fire of your love, became a burning and a shining light in your church. Grant that we also may be aflame with the spirit of love and discipline. May we ever walk for you as children of light. That our lives may reflect your loving radiance, and let your light shine in every word that we say, in every action that we do, in every choice that we make, and in every noble cause that we commit ourselves to. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Nagataputok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagkaw ay hinatang tula kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihingi. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magdidinig. Lumalang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Officially open today's event and set the tone for this important initiative, we call on the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Research, Dr. Arlene M. Floretta, to give the opening remarks. Let's give her a warm round of applause.
Maayong buntag sa tanan. Thank you so much for responding to our invitation to come and participate in the second phase of the FSU 2025 opinion poll. We can recall that the first phase of our poll stirred both insight and anticipation. It gave us a glimpse into the concerns, the hopes, and the kind of leader that the Butuanons would like to elect. We remember that those were voices and stories and not just data points. So they are actually interconnected realities pointing to a longing for leadership that truly understands and acts with a purpose. So today, as we present the second phase of the opinion poll, we carry the same spirit forward. The second phase is more than just a continuation. It was conducted during the height of ongoing campaigns. Therefore, it offers us the opportunity to see whether perspectives have shifted or if they have remained consistent. It may also give us a hint whether candidates have heard the voices from phase one and responded by refining the platforms in ways that resonate deeply with the people. All the more, this stage of the poll invites a deeper and richer set of insights, might be adding to our excitement and eagerness to watch, listen, and learn today. So as we present the second phase result, representing all 87 barangays of Butuan, let us remember that the insights that can be drawn from this data invite us to be more engaged, invite us to exercise our right to vote, and for leaders to really think of how to make Butuan City a better place for all of us. Welcome and paayong buntag.
Thank you very much, Dr. Floretta, for the gracious welcome and for emphasizing the significance of this event. To provide deeper insights into the objectives of this effort, we will now hear the rationale of the survey from the Director of the FSU Graduate Studies and Research, Dr. Sherlyn Midore Alegre. Let us welcome her with a round of applause.
Warm greetings to everyone inside this hall. Say good morning to the one seated at your right and to the one seated at your left. Okay. So Father Saturnino Urios University forged partnerships with relevant NGOs and government agencies to provide educational viewpoints on public policy concerns that influence the communities of Caraga. The opinion poll is the 6th installment in a series that FSU started in 2010. The goal of the initiative is to offer reliable knowledge to the general population about their self-reported information and viewpoints concerning the May 12, 2025 national and local elections as part of the university's duty of care to establish and strengthen the voter awareness initiatives leading to informed decision-making. The results are meant to help the electorate make an informed choice for the upcoming elections and not to persuade or convince them. The survey hopes to determine the challenges and concerns which the city encounters and how those who responded would like their candidates or prospective leaders to deal with the issues at hand. The study particularly aims to ask respondents about their views on the most significant problems or challenges in the respective barangays or the city as a whole, ascertain the characteristics of the suitable leaders, characterize what they consider to be a livable community, and determine how informed they are and who among the candidates they prefer to vote during the elections. The study also, or the research also, looked at respondents' awareness of these issues, and as the election draws near, it also inquired about their preferences and awareness of Butuan City's of these registered voters about the candidates running for office. The survey covered the whole city of Butuan to include the 86 barangays, 59 of which are rural barangays and 27 are urban barangays. The selection of the respondents was drawn from the number of registered voters in each barangay, which we requested from the Commission on Elections, Butuan City, and about 4,500 respondents from all of the 86 barangays stood for at least 2% of the 220,694 registered voters in Butuan City. A stratified sampling was used to provide equal representation of the number of registered voters in each barangay in the selection process. That means that we got the 2% of the voting population of each barangay as our sample for this survey. The survey made use of a questionnaire which the research team formulated using an electronic device such as a smartphone, a tablet, and other devices which can connect to the internet. The team collected data through a face-to-face survey. This means that our field investigators, together with their field supervisors, went to their assigned barangays to conduct the survey and gather the data by themselves face-to-face. The university's data server, which is located at the Data Science and Analytics Center, recorded every response in real time. So each time a data is collected, it is being recorded through our server. The data that were gathered were analyzed using frequency and percentage distribution to show the number of occurrences and the percentage rate of the answers of the respondents. As you can see in the slide, each time a data is gathered, then it is recorded which barangay, what time it is collected, so it appears there. And frequency and percentage distribution was used to look into the occurrences of these answers coming from the data collected by our field interviewers. The survey is funded, by the way, it has set its margin of error at 1% with 95% level of confidence. The data that were analyzed using frequency and percentage that we have right now is what we report to you and to the other people of Butuan City, which is the voting population. Okay. So this survey is solely funded by FSUU through the Policy Center in collaboration with the Graduate Studies and Research Office, the Community Involvement and Advocacy Office, and the Innovation, Data Empowerment and Analytics Office. So at this point, may I present to you the team behind the Opinion Poll 2025. May I start off with the project leader, Mr. Jeffrey T. Carin, the Executive Director of the FSUU Policy Center. The field supervisors were Ms. Arlene Amora, the Director for Admissions and Scholarships of the University, Dr. Mark Bon G. Basadre. He is the chairperson of the Social Science Department of the Arts and Sciences Program. Ms. April Leia B. Olaivar, I think she's outside. She is the chairperson of the Humanities Division. Mr. Melchizedek B. Bourbon, the chairperson of the Computer Science Program, Miss Hannah Ruth A. Bungot, and Miss Maria Aubrey Friday Tija Dumas, faculty members of the Arts and Sciences Program. Mr. Joseph Elroy Bicacion, our coordinator for research and publication. Ma'am Orbel I. Supas, the chairperson of the Social Studies Division of the Basic Education Department. And we also have with us Mr. Franz Dinar Cubillas of the Arts and Sciences Program, and Mr. Lorenzo Ezequiel Turla of the Computer Studies Program. Yours truly also stood as one of the project leaders of this endeavor. In charge of the recording, the real-time recording and processing of data is Dr. Eltimar T. Castro, the Director of Innovation, Data Empowerment and Analytics Office. Please join the group. Overall management of the activities is headed by our Vice President for Academic Affairs and Research, Dr. Arlene M. Floreta. And of course, we have with us the blessings of our President, Reverend Father Randy Jasper C. Ochige. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the team behind the Opinion Poll 2025. Thank you very much for your kind support.
Thank you, Dr. Alegre, for clearly framing the purpose and vision behind the 2025 FSU Opinion Poll. Before we dive into the presentation of data, let's take a moment to listen to those who worked on the ground. We will hear perspectives from both our field coordinators and field interviewers whose efforts were key to collecting the information we are about to explore. Representing the field coordinator's point of view, please welcome Mr. Franz Dinar Cubillas. And sharing the experiences of our field interviewers, let us also welcome Mr. Carl Jebi Daog.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Franz Dinarvi Cubillas. I'm newly, new coordinator for the team because I'm also part of the phase 1 for the enumerator, but now I'm a coordinator. So siguro, I would like to start with as a experiences on the field. It's more on, I'm very blessed of this opportunity because as a Lumad Butuanon, I really want to parang made myself involved, no, on what would be the preference of my city, no. I was born and raised here. And second, being field coordinator allowed me to learn more about voters' behavior and deepen understanding of local politics dynamics. Because I truly believe Butuan City is have a different political dynamics. As you can see on the phase 1, the result, no, most of I really seen that first, second, third, fourth, there are very familiar family names, no, very Butuanon family names from, I think, Mr. Karampatana from Radaza. It's very Butuanon. Siguro there's something with that voting preference. And also, as you can see here, field coordinators really been through. This is from, I think, Mahogany, ma'am, no? And the other one is from Bitos, no? By the way, my field, I was tasked, medyo lagyo ang lugar. I was assigned in Sumilihon, Anticala, Pianing, Santo Niño, and Los Angeles. Medyo lagyo gid siya. So that's why on the next slide, one of the major concern with my team is the transportation, no? From Anticala going outside on in the highway, medyo lisod gid siya. That's why I really accompanied my team and made sure nga they go to their respective places. Also, one of which of the difficulties of my team, no, we encountered is medyo. This is a video, by the way. So at the time of the interview or the survey, medyo maulan gid, medyo sub-Saharan gid ang weather ng Butuan City. 1 hour init, whole day ulan. So struggle gid siya, and actually I give some raincoats and payong kana gid, no. One of which my interviewer gid nahilantan pagka Monday. Then even though there are struggles along the way, no, in the next slides, there are also very kind hearts with our respondents, no. Some, not all, no, they offer a simple water siguro with our interviewers. Medyo dili siya dako pero it pick, no, naagya po kind kinds act ang ato ang no, it's a different perspective na po. And also, no, even gani dili lang tubig, juice, kape, they really give us something, no. Even gani snacks, no. No, it's a Butuanon thing, no. Dayon ka mo, something like that. And for the interviewer's perspective, I think I may give to Jevi. Yeah. So that's for me for the coordinator's perspective. For the interviewer's perspective, because they
Mayong buntag sa atong tanan. I am Jabi, a second-year Bachelor of Arts in Political Science student here at FSUU. And I was given the rare opportunity to share with you all today the insights about the conduct of the FSUU poll on both phases 1 and 2 on the perspective of the field interviewers. When I was asked by my instructors what I should say, I was told that to share about the insights as field interviewers. So the first thing that I did was to look at my gallery, look at the photos and videos that I took of me conducting the survey to place myself back to those moments. The scorching heat, the dampy roads because of the heavy rains, the sunburn, the struggles, and the smiles of the faces of Botswanans that shared with us their time. But interestingly, out of curiosity, I also looked back at the result of the phase 1 and how the stakeholders and the public perceived and reacted. Because that is why we are doing this, is it not correct? To get a grasp about the sentiments of Botswanans, not just about the candidates, but also the issues that, to some extent, may be their motivations for the upcoming midterm elections. And after looking at the posts, the reactions, the shares, and the comments, well, it was interesting. So I reached the conclusion that no, I will not just be sharing about my insights. No, as a political science student and as an Orian, heavily taught about our university's core values, its mission and vision, I am both morally and personally compelled to say no. I will not just be here in front of you today, occupying this space to just share about my insights. No, what I will be sharing with you today, in a short amount of time that I am given, is our story. What I'm trying to share with you today are some of the stories of the thousands of respondents that we had. When we were in Orduha, gabi na kayo to, kay napamay mga barangay nga giadtuan both morning and afternoon. So gabi na may nakaabot sa Orduha. I was with Mara, one of my best friends, who was also part of the field interviewer in the survey. Gamay raman day ang barangay Orduha. O lisod mangita og respondents kay mostly commercial buildings and facilities. Finally, nakakita ko og establishment unya swerte ra sab kay abli pa og naay nagpuyo nga mga taga dito og rehistrado nga botante. Now, nangayo ko sa ilaw, gipasulod pug ko nila and they were very accommodating. Nag-interview din ako si ate. As I was conducting the interview, naabot ko sa pangutana about sa alindahaw. I'm sure you're very familiar with that term. Anak ko, naghandom ba ka ma'am nga naay moabot nga kwarta diri sa inyo bahin sa eleksyon? Nisabat dayon si kuya nga nagkaon sa likod. Unsa na sir na kwarta ana? Manghatag mo kwarta sa amo kay mo dawat mi. So nangatawa din mi tanan. Tubag dayon si ma'am nako nga naa naman gyud na sir oy. Daan pa man na siya sa una. Normal naman na diri So kipadayon ako ang pangutana ingon ko niya nga og hatagan ba ka ma'am? Hanyagan ka? Mudawat ba ka ani? May sabat dayon pod si kuya sa likod nga nagkaon. Ano siya? Ay, kayo. Mudawat mi ana. So nangatawa na po dayon mi tanan. Pero si ma'am, nitubag, ingon siya nako nga, professional naman ko sir, ana siya nga, dili jud ko modawat anang ingana, pila raman sab ng ipanghatag nila, mawala raman sab dayon na sa hangin. Nipadayon siya, ana siya, ako, na may kwarta or wala, dili jud ko modawat, unya kung kinsa man akong gusto, maog yun akong botaran. And then I went on to continue with the survey. When we were in Dumalagan, I came across this house. Nag-interview na ko ni ate. Sa pangutana nga, unsay problema sa barangay, ana siya nako nga, ako sir, wala ko kabaluan ng dagko nga mga problema sa barangay, pero ako, daghan dyan ko'y problema. Nagtingsi dayon may duha. Akong maingon nimo nga problema, gyud namo diri sir, kay kaning kalsada. So niyan ako nga, ay mao ma'am, nilingi ko sa kalsada. Ako nga, nagunaw na ako nga, nindot naman nilang kalsada, diri concrete naman. So, nga naman nga, nagproblema man si ma'am sa kalsada. Actually, pwede naging ko dili mangutana, but out of curiosity, nag-ask ko nga, ma'am, nganong problema man nimo ang kalsada? Nitubag dayon siya nako, ana siya nga, among kalsada, sir, okay naman na, kay concrete naman na, pero among problema is ang widening daw, kay maigo daw ang ilahang balay unya makuha tong what you call this, the platform kanang balcony nila. Iyag yung gitudlo sa ako as dapit ang makuha. Ninanadayin ko nga, ay mao ma'am, unya unsa man ninyo ma'am? Nitubag dayon siya nga, mo lagi pa daw ilang huna-hunaon kung madayon ang widening. So I went on to ask about the survey. Katong niya may sa barangay Lapu-Lapu, na ako'y na-interview si Lola sa gawas, nag-ingkod siya. Naabot ko sa question nga, unsa ang kinaiya sa usa ka leader nga iyahang gipangita nga makasulbad sa problema nga iyahang naingon. Ang iyang gitubag sa ako kay naa daw kahadlok sa Ginoo. For context, ang problema sa barangay nga iyahang gi-istorya sa ako kay kana daw ayuda, kana bitong ang duol ra daw kuno sa luwag maoy mahatagan. Oh, that was the context by which she told me. So, niingon pud ko nga wala ko nakurat, pero na-curious ko kay out of all the people that I was able to interview, siya pa ang una nga nitubag nga kahadlok sa Ginoo ang iyang gipangita. So na-curious ko, ningon ko nga naman ma'am nga mo'y mong tubag. Ingon din siya nako kay mahadlokon magug ka sa Ginoo sir, nananatanan nga qualities nga atong gipangita sa usa ka leader kanang manggihatagon, matinabangon, lig-on og baruganan, etc. etc. So ni-smile na po ko. Yan nagpadayon-dayon ko. Lastly, when we went to Barangay Dagohoy, nakoy na-interview nga nanay, nagbantay siya sa tindahan. Nakapangutana ko og unsa nga klase nga lugar ang iyang gusto puy-an sa iyang pamilya. Ang tubag niya nako kay luwas daw nga lugar. So again, pwede na gug ko nga ni diretso sa interview, pero na-curious po ko nga nganong luwas man ang iyang gusto nga puy-an sa iyang pamilya. So nangutana ko nga, ngano man ma'am, ngano gusto mo kaog luwas? Siyempre, gusto mo tagluwas. Pero I just asked out of curiosity. Ningon dayon siya nga, taga namang good daw nga mga kanang kawat o lungkab-lungkab dito sa ilaha. Kaya daghan daw boarding houses around their area, unya kasagaran nanay moto nangawat dito, unya yang anak tulo daw ka buok puros babae. Nahadlok siya, taas na daw og krimen balik karon. So motong niana ko nga lagi ma'am no, nipadayon na podayon ko sa interview. These stories of people's lives, just a few, very few out of the several thousands that a team of 50 people came across with are where the results of this survey are from. I know that the stakeholders are just interested about the candidates and the results of the rankings, etc., etc. But while I cannot fault you on that, the FSUU poll result also contained the struggles of Butuanon, the problems nga ilang giatubang adlaw-adlaw, droga, basura, tubig, kanal o guban pa. Nasab sa result ang klase sa mga lideres nga on the Butuanons perspectives, maoy makasulbad sa ilang mga problema. Maghihatagon, matinabangon, maalamon, ligon o baruganan o guban pa. The poll was not just about candidates' preference. The poll also reflected hope and aspirations, the kind of lives and communities that Butuanons wants to live in. Hapsay, luwas, limpyo, malipayon o guban pa. That's why, basin I will be called out in an office for saying this, but I think this has to be said. I was both disheartened and personally offended pagkakita nako sa comments atong mga post paggawas sa phase 1. Ingon sila nga cooking show daw, gibayaran daw ko mi. Anong pangutana po kung ako bayaran pailo sa prinsipyo pag sure mo dira. The results of this survey are the outcomes of carefully, competently, rigorously and meticulously crafted research design and methodology by our research team. The results of this survey is the product of time, sweat, and effort dedicated by the teams of supervisors and field interviewers going around all the barangays of Butuan. And most importantly, and I want to highlight this, these results are the product of Butuanons' lives. Their stories of daily struggles, narratives of resilience and growth, and stories of hope and aspirations for the kind of lives they want to live and the kind of leaders they want to follow. Grabe ang proseso og paningkamot nga may resulta ani nga survey. Sa part sa atong research and data team, sa part sa ground team, og samot sa mga Butuanon nga nigahin gayod sa ilahang oras bisan pa man sa ilang busy nga adlaw para motubag sa among mga pangutana. So to those who are invalidating and undermining our team's effort, and most importantly, undermining and invalidating the lives and the lived experiences and the daily struggles and stories, hopes and aspirations of every Butuanon that we came across with through some of the campaigns, well, on the part of, well, at least me personally, that's very disappointing. Our institution has stood for more than 100 years and will continue to stand, not with any politician, nor with any partisan politics. We stand with the truth and we stand with the people, as we have done with this survey, and we will continue to do so in our future endeavors. Sa tinuod lang, dili baya gyud necessary nga buhaton pa ni sa Policy Center and all of our partners. But sa ingon pa ni Dr. Alegre atong among orientation nga nitatak gyud sa ako ang huna-huna, no? Ana siya nga, we are doing this because we want to help Butuanons. This is the contribution of the academe, which we are part of, to society, to our people. Gusto ta makabalo unsa ang pulso sa mga Butuanon so that, to some extent, we may be able to help them in the upcoming midterm elections and the very least show the people the current state of Butuanons. And I am both honored, privileged, and humbled to be part of this journey. I thank the research and data analytics team, our supervisors, especially Ms. Bongot and Dr. Basadre, to our colleagues in the field interview. In sila bayad daw kuno ko or ta. Dili kabayiran ang kahago, ang kalisod, ang kalipay, og pinakaimportante ang oportunidad. Ang oportunidad nga makaingon og ma'am sir mayong adlaw, ako day si Jebby, gikan sa FSUU. Pwede ba ko makadisturbo og makapangayo og gamay nga oras na alang unta na may survey sa umaabot nga eleksyon. Dili kabayran ang oportunidad nga makaingon og Ay, salamat kaayo, ma'am, sir, sa snack, pero napamagod ko yung interview niya. Mula ka din ka, bisag gutom good ka gamay. Dili ka bayra ng oportunidad nga makaingkod gawas og sulod sa panimalay sa mga Butuanon og makapaminaw sa ilang mga sentimento, kaagi, kalisod, panlantaw og ilang mga gihandom sa kinabuhi. The sunburns will eventually heal. Mauga raman ang mga sapatos nga nabasa tungod kay giagi sa grabe ka lapok o ulan nga mga dalan. Mawala raman ang pamaol. Pero ang makaistorya si nanay, si tatay, si kuya og si ate ug madungog ilang mga istorya sa kinabuhi bisan pipila lamang ka minuto, nothing will ever take that away from us. Thank you, and we hope that the result of this phase 2 of the FSU Opinion Poll 2025 will further help concerned stakeholders and Botswanans in the exercise of their most sacred duty to our country, the right to suffrage this coming midterm elections. Dahan kayong salamat.
And now we move into the core of today's gathering, the presentation of findings from Phase 2 of the 2025 FSUU Opinion Poll. Our discussion today will focus on 3 key areas: the profile of respondents, barangay issues and concerns, and preferences for elective office. To walk us through these insights, please welcome our presenters, Ms. Orbel Supas, Ms. Hannah Ruth Bongot, and Dr. Mark Bon Basadre. Let's give them a big round of applause as they take us through the data.
Good morning, everyone. I will be presenting the demographic profile of the respondents, particularly their age, sex, civil status, educational attainment, occupation, monthly family income, and source of income. So in terms of age, majority of the respondents are 25 to 60 years old, working class, followed by those who are 61 to 65 years old. Then we also have 12.51% who are 18 to 24 years old, and we also have a 7.2% who are 66 and above. In terms of sex, majority of the respondents are women. In terms of civil status, majority are married, followed by 26.48% who are single, 10.58% who are widowed, and a 2.03% who are separated. In terms of education, majority are high school level or graduate. We also have 31.79% who are college level or graduate. We have 14.76% who are elementary level or graduate. And we also have small 0.24% percentage who are in the master's degree level and a 0.2% in the doctorate level. In terms of occupation, most of the respondents are unemployed, followed by 22.27% who are daily wage earners, 14.52% who are self-employed, and the least of the respondents are government employees with 6.01%. In terms of monthly gross income, majority of the respondents have an income of less than 10,000 pesos, followed by 22.91% who have an income of 10,000 to 19,000, and the least number of the respondents have an income of 50,000 or more, which is 0.44% of the total respondents. And finally, for the source of income, most of the respondents' source of income is from salary, followed by 32.21% from daily wage, and third in the list is 16.57% source of income from business. So that would be all for the demographic profile of the respondents. Thank you.
Maayong buntag sa tanan. Once again, my name is Hannah Ruth and I'm here to present the second area of the 2025 opinion poll, which is on the social issues. So in this area of the survey, so we were able to capture the views and opinions of our Butuanan respondents, particularly on the pressing issues in the barangay, qualities of a leader, model of a livable community, and rating on current city administration. So in terms of the pressing issues in the barangay, I'd like to read again the question that we asked to our respondents. Unsa ang pinakaimportanteng issue o problema sa inyong barangay? So in here, these are the topmost pressing issues in the barangay in Butuan City. Droga or use of prohibited drugs being the first issue with 33.09%, followed by kulang o walay supply sa ilimnong tubig with 12.16%, third, kulang sa trabaho or unemployment with 10.13%, fourth, basura, garbage or waste segregation and collection with 8.64%, and lastly, canal or drainage or baha or flooding with 8.48%. So with this pressing issue, we also ask our respondents kung unsa nga klase or unsa ang kalidad sa mga leaders nga ilahang gusto butaran para makatubag adtong mga issues nga ilahang gi-identify earlier. So here, the first is maayo. First quality is maayo ug matinabangon with 38.16%. Second, we have intelihente ug maalamon with 18.81%. Third, matinud-anon with 14.74%. Fourth, manggihatagon with 11.35%. And lastly, ligon og baruganan with 9.5%. So in terms of model of a livable community, we also ask our respondents, unsa nimo paghulagway ang usa ka lugar na gusto nimo puy-an uban sa imong pamilya? So 60.15% of our respondents answered hapsay or peaceful. Next is luwas or safe with 17.65%, followed by limpyo or clean with 8.02%. Fourth is duol or accessible or near essential places with 3.19%. And lastly, komportable with 2.75%. Now, on the rating of the current city administration, we also ask our respondents kung imong hatagan og rating ang kasamtangang liderato sa atong syudad, unsa imong rating? Scale of 1 to 5, 5 pinakataas ug 1 pinakaubos. So 35.34% of the respondents answered 3 or good, followed by 31.44%, which is very good, and 18.22%, which is excellent. And with this question, we also ask our respondents, nganong gi-rate Manila, ani nga rating, 1 to 5 nga scaling ang current nga administration. So we have two types of answer. One is the positive and second is the negative side. So for the positive, 38.27% of the respondents answered maayong panggamhanan or there is good governance in the current administration. 25.62% also answered nga tinud-anay ang serbisyo or true service. 13.55% ang nitubag ug aktibo sa serbisyo or active service or responsive. 11.53% pod ang mitubag ug adunay katakus or competent. And lastly, 5.33% ang mitubag nga sayon duulan or easy access. And lastly, on the negative side, negative side, 29.86% ang mitubag nga walay klarong panggamhanan or bad governance. 21.89% pod ang mitubag nga hinay mo responde or not responsive ang current administration. 17.57% also answered lisod duulon. 17.43 also answered pasagad or neglectful. And lastly, 9.33 answered walay katakos or incompetent. So those are the area or the result on the second area of the 2025 opinion poll. Thank you so much.
Once again, may buntag sa tanan. I'm Mark Manbasadre, and I'll be presenting to you the voting concerns and preferences of the Butuanons, specifically on about receiving money from candidates, congressman preference, mayoral preference, vice mayoral preference, councilors, and senators. Next slide. We asked the respondent kung karong umaabot na eleksyon, nagdahom ba ka nga adunay partido or kandidato nga mohatag kanimo og kwarta. So you can see in the figure, majority of about 63.87% says na they do not expect any money from a candidate. Next slide. Okay. We also ask kung hanyagan ka og kwarta sa usa ka partido o kandidato, imo ba kining dawaton? Although they were not expecting money from a candidate, but if they will be given a money, majority of about 70.91% says na ilang dawaton ang kwarta na ihatag sa ilaha. Next slide. Kung oo, unsa man pud unsaon nimo ang kwarta? Majority of about 74.27% says that they will use it for basic needs such as palit og bugas og mga panginahanglan. Others, allowance, bayad sa utang, lingaw-lingaw, and palit gamay sa balay, shared the rest of the percentage. Now, imo bang iboto ang mga naghatag kanimo og kwarta? This is very important to know whether the money influence the candidate preference. Majority of about 70.68 based on this figure, shows na dili siya maka-impluwensya. Ang kwarta dili maka-impluwensya considering na niingon sila na dili nila butaran ang naghatag kwarta kanila. Next slide, please. Now for the voting preference for the congressman, according to the presentation, Aquino Joboy got 62.06% as a lone candidate for congressional position. However, there are 37.94% of the respondents who has no answer when we asked them kung kinsa ilang butaran pagka congressman. Next slide. We also asked kung naa ba kay butaran karong umaabot na eleksyon pagka mayor. And majority of about 73.19% says na naa, while 26.81% says na wala sila'y butaran. So for those who says na naa sila'y butaran, based on this presentation, the top most preferred mayoral candidate based on our opinion poll is Fortune Lau Lawrence with 73.82%, followed by Plaza Ching Charito with 24.88%. The rest of the percentage were shared by Kublan Boydako Dani, Bunal Pobreng Makaluoy, Florencio Jr., and Morano Dixton Cervantes. Next slide. When we ask, naa ba kay butaran karong umaabot na eleksyon sa pagka-BC Mayor? Based on the presentation, this Shata Ray has 55.24%, or the majority of our respondents says that they will choose this Shata. And there are 44.76% of our respondents says na wala sila'y tubag or wala sila'y pilion. Next slide. Naa ba kay butaran pagka-councilor sa ato ang dakbayan sa Butuan sa umaabot na eleksyon? Based on the figure, majority of about 52.58% says na naa sila'y butaran, while 47.42% says wala. Of those 52.78% who says na naa sila'y butaran, these are their preferences. So for the 15, 14, and 13, which are potentially candidates na musulod sa ato ang top 12, are Radasa Jason, Basubas Capdens, and Dugaduga Florito Carlo. For our 12 preferred councilor with 34.73% is Labis Marlon. 11 is Dabalos Clint with 35.66%. Montero Ronaldo Roni with 36.6%. Salcedo TJ 40.9%. Odarbe Dendo with 43.46%. Gado Arturo Art, 44.14%. 6 is Bacala Dennis with 47.42%. For our top 5 preferred councilor according to the opinion poll of FSUU, the 5th place is Plaza Victor with 48.27%. 4th is Sanchez Carlo, 49.89%. Bordeos Rema, majority of the respondent of about 58.63%, preferred Rema Bordeos, followed by Nalcot with next is Nalcot Ferdinand with 60.2%, and the topmost preferred councilor according to the opinion poll of FSUU is Karampatana Glen with 67.41%. Next slide. We also asked their preference for the senatorial candidate. For senator, 52.98% says na wala sila'y preference for senator, but 47.02%, or the plurality of our, not really the plurality, it's really it's lower than the majority, I mean, says na naa sila'y preference for our senatorial, for the senatorial position. Next slide. For the 15, 14, and 13, which are potential to be part of the 12, is Bong Revilla Ramon with 9.38%. 14th is Marcos Maria Imelda with 9.67%. 13 is Mata Richard Tesoro with 9.95%. For the opinion poll of FSUU, the 12th preferred senator is Lambino Raul with 10.24%. 11th is Aquino Paulo Benigno with 10.57%. Next slide. Hinlo Jesus with 12.18%. Villar Camille with 12.42%. Tulfo Erwin with 12.65%. Rodriguez 13.55%. Kibuloy Apollo 17.3%. For the top 5 preferred senators based on the opinion poll is 5th, Salvador Philip with 20.76%, Bondok James Patrick 29.53%, Marcoleta Rodante 42.75%, De La Rosa Ronaldo 64.55%, and the topmost preferred senatorial candidate for this opinion poll is Go Christopher Lawrence with 64.64%. Thank you.
Now that we have reviewed the data, it's time for discussion. We are now opening the floor for your questions, comments, and insights during our open forum. Before we begin, please take note of the following reminders to keep the exchange smooth and respectful. If you wish to ask a question, kindly raise your hand and wait to be acknowledged. Once recognized, please proceed to the microphone provided. When speaking, please state your name and the organization or institution you represent. And lastly, let's ensure that all comments are shared in a respectful, constructive, and thoughtful manner. This forum is a space for learning and collaborative dialogue. With that, we now open the floor for your participation. Any questions from the media? From our students, perhaps? Yes, sir. Before anything else, I would like to invite our team, project leaders. You may now occupy the seats provided at the front. Sir Jeff, Ma'am Charlene.
Kaya good morning. My name is LD David. I am from Team 1 Butuan. 15-0 sigurado na. Okay. I'd just like to ask, just like the first phase, no, I would like to ask on the manner of in the survey, in questioning the, is this time aided ang atong mga respondents or same as the first phase nga walay aid ang atong kuan?
Good morning once again. Based on what we have announced in the phase 1 of our survey, the difference between the phase 1 and phase 2 is that phase 1 would be unaided to capture the awareness of the respondents. For this phase 2, the questionnaire is aided, meaning to say the choices were provided to the respondents so that they will have an idea kung kinsa gid ang nangdagan. That is opposite to what we had in our phase 1, which we let them answer kung unsay naa silang una-una. But this time, if they are not aware and if they will ask us kinsa may nadagan, then we can provide. We have provided them the list.
Thank you so much. Any other question from the group? We have students here. From this side, perhaps there's a question. Again, this is an opportunity to ask clarifications pertaining to the result of the phase 2 of the poll, opinion poll of FSUU. So you may now ask your questions. From our media, perhaps you have a question. All right, we have one question.
Good morning, everyone. I am Megumi Sakurai from Team 1 Butuan. Mag-ask lang mi if when nag-start ang second phase nga survey, until when? Then when po siya nag-end? Thank you.
Hello, good morning. So it started last April 24 until May 1. That's our survey period for the second phase. April 24 to May 1.
Any other question? Perhaps you follow up from the lady who asked the question.
Yes, Mr. Clarin. Yes, Mr. Clarin, do you have clarification? Okay.
Good morning, Manuel Egay of NETS TV Caraga. As I observed, diri nga side daghan kayo ang naa sa Team 1 Butuan. Did you invite the other parties to observe and to witness the results of this survey?
Thank you for that question, sir. Yes, we invited all the parties involved, especially One Team Butuan, Bagong Butuan, and all candidates like independent candidates like si Pobreng Macalooy. Another is si Duga Duga. I think he is here. I think his representative is here. And we also invited COMELEC, Commission on Election, as well as media, all media agencies. So I think we do have RMN and Bombo Radio. They confirmed, and I don't know why. I don't know the reason why some of them did not come here as of this moment. But we invited them. It's all documented in the e-account or e-copies. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Second question, what are the challenges that you encountered, especially during the first opinion po, the survey done on the first phase? Some were asking questions if manipulated ba daw kuno ang inyo ang survey, especially katong mga wakadawat no sa resulta. So sa mga challenges, so kung sa inyong gusto nga ipaabot sa mga katawan, especially that you have a live streaming, so daghan yun, even ang katong mga naa sa pikas nga mga grupo or party. So unsa may inyong mensahe para sa ila?
I think it's also good that you were able to hear the experience of our field coordinators and field interviewers a while ago. Perhaps you can also capture some of their sentiments regarding the things that they have heard. But first and foremost, perhaps you need to also clarify why people would say that it's manipulated. Why is it biased? Because if you're going to ask whether there's a methodological bias, then we can really present that. But some of these allegations are not really founded. So perhaps you cannot do comments about this. Okay? I don't know with Sir Jeff or Ma'am Charlene.
Good morning. Basically, one of the major challenges that we faced was to look for different types of respondents, specifically that we found it hard to enter houses, gated residences, and as what was shared by one of our FIs earlier, specifically in the urban areas, we found it hard to look for registered voters in that specific barangay. So like for example, in barangay or Duha or among the 27 barangays, we really found it hard to look for registered voters in that specific barangay. So if we come to Sikatuna, for example, we cannot just ask somebody who is there, but we really have to ask whether that person is qualified to become our respondent being registered in that specific place. So dili siya ingon nga, kung kisa imong maabtan, pwede na mo interviewon, but we really have to ask, registered voter ba ka ani nga barangay? Then we proceed. We ask for permission, ana. So that is basically the most challenging part, looking for respondents. And kana pong, kana na yung pangutanan ka nga, pila man, because they were thinking naibayad, but mao na nga part sa mo introduction as what was shared by Jeb earlier, mayon gibi nga we are from FSUU. So and we would also like to express na we were happy nga pag mayon mi gikan mi sa FSUU, mag-conduct may og survey, mao ni ang purpose. They become interested to share and answer our questions. We even have an experience nga maingon nga, uy, mo answer ko ani ma'am kay akong anak is part of the survey team. Akong anak, apil po ani sa una. Na-apil po ko aning pangutana before. So we really find it exciting and motivating to proceed if we hear those comments. So thank you.
In addition also, sir, when we conducted this interview, of course, we undergone series of orientations with our supervisors as well as coordinators and enumerators. And we have to ensure that everything that we will do or we did is aligned with our vision, mission, and most especially to our philosophies, core values. FYI, para po sa inyo, parang ano natin na hindi talaga bias. Again, we are an academic institution, we are apolitical, and we are here to present what is just and what is fair for the upcoming election. So we are, again, ini-align namin with our core values. Urian po yun, URIAN, unity, religiosity, integrity, altruism, and nationalism. So that is why we are here. And this is a clear manifestation that kaya transparent yung ginagawa namin. So dagang salamat.
Thank you so much. I guess we have one question from the students.
Mayong buntag sa tanan, no? I am Jason Lee L. Cuico, a second-year political science student. I just want to ask regarding the respondents of the Phase 2, are the specific people different from those that answered the Phase 1 or naabay uban sa ilan ibalik sa Phase 2 or strictly ang Phase 2 ang nagtubag kadto lang mga wala pa na pangutana sa Phase 1? That's all. Thank you.
So far, based on what we have heard from our field interviewers, wala sila niingon na nagbalik-balik ang ilahang respondents. But basically, if nagbalik-balik, the Phase 2, the purpose of the Phase 2 is to capture if there is a possibility of changing, there is a possible change of their preference. So whether kung nabalikan sila og interview or not, I think it's not really contradicting to the objective of the Phase 2. But so far, based on what I have heard from our field interviewers, wala man sila niingon na nagbalik-balik ang ilahang gi-interview. So I think some of the teams, including my teams, we strategize na as much as possible kung dito mo sa pinakaunang phase, perhaps lain na pod na location or area pod ang ilahang i-interview to capture perhaps a different side of the barangay. So that is something siguro na nabuhat not only to my team but even with the other teams. Thank you.
I would like to add nga, during the survey, na ay times nga, moana ang respondent, when we go to the house, moana sila nga, dili nami ma'am kay human nami last time. So meaning, we proceed to another house. So, balay-balay gid ang among ginaadto. As what Dr. Bon said, there is a slim chance of getting the same respondents because we visited different puroks. Ya, sa isa ka purok mo kuha rami og 3, 5, at most 5, nya balhin na po duglain nga purok. So slim ra gid ang chance nga magbalik-balik ang respondents. So if you're going to look at our Phase 1 and Phase 2 respondents, I for one could say nga kung naman ka nagbalik-balik, maihap ra siguro sa tudlo. Okay? So I would assure you nga, dili ni sila pariha nga respondents. Thank you.
Thank you. There's also a question from one of our viewers in our live in FSUU. This question is from Ms. Lyra Hinalok, and the question is, what time of day were the polls conducted? As presented earlier, most of the respondents were unemployed. If it was done during work or school hours, could there be a possibility that the poll has not able to capture the opinions of the working force or students?
We conducted the survey for 8 to 10 days for each phase. And kung 8 days, at the very least 8 days, na-capture good ang Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday, right? And please consider na our enumerators or our field interviewers are also students and they also have classes. And we also have some interviewers who are faculty members, and these faculty members are not having classes anymore. So there are times that we capture those who are working, or the working group. Okay, if you're going to look at the profile, it's between 25 to 60 is the working age. Pero kadalasan walay trabaho. Pero napoy gamay nga percentage who are working, di ba? So, in terms of the time of day we conducted the survey, must start me usually at 7 a.m. And that was my instruction during the orientation that they have to end at 5 o'clock. Kung ma-extend man gani, pinakadugay na ng 6 and they are going to start sa pinakalayo padulong diri sa syudad. So most probably, there is really that goal of capturing all types of respondents. However, as what I said earlier, lisod musulod sa gated houses. So kato lang yung nasa gawas and who are willing to let us enter their residences ang among na-interview. Okay.
All right. I guess we have one last question from the students.
Good morning. My name is Andrea Yu. I'm a second-year political science student. My question is based on what the presenter, Jebby, said earlier about the comment saying the survey is a cooking show. How can the research be simplified online for the people to understand how credible the survey is?
I would like to say that we really have established the credibility of the institution as a survey, as a survey team or as a survey entity. As what I've said, we started this since 2010. And if you can see, based on the pictures that were shown by Sir Franz, the heat map that we have presented, the graphs, where we went, and the real-time results, we really would like to say na this, we really did it face-to-face, and we captured what is the pulse of the respondents we have for the different phases, for 2 phases. So, cooking, it's a cooking show. I beg to disagree because if you have heard what Jebby said, we really put our heart into what we did for this opinion poll, and we reported whatever we got from our respondents. So walay kulang, walay dugang, whatever they gave us, we reported it because as we said, kung unsay encode using the gadget, mo'ay mo gawas or mosulod dito sa among server, and that would be interpreted using the statistical analysis that we did. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I guess we don't have any more question. Thank you so much to our team. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating in the open forum. At this point, we would like to take a moment to recognize one of our most valuable partners. The success of both the 2025 FSU Opinion Poll and the recently held Local Candidates Forum would not have been possible without the steadfast support and collaboration of the Commission on Elections. Allow me to read the citation. FSU Policy Center Incorporated awards this Certificate of Appreciation to the Commission on Election in grateful recognition of your invaluable partnership and support in the successful conduct of the Local Candidates Forum Series 2025 and FSU Opinion Poll 2025 to promote informed and responsible participation in the democratic process. Your commitment to civic education and active collaboration has greatly contributed to the enlightenment of our community and the strengthening of democratic values. Given this 12th day of April 2025 at Father Saturnino Orios University, Butuan City, Philippines. Signed, Jeffrey A. Carin, the Executive Director of FSUU Policy Center Incorporated. May we request a representative from the COMELEC? From the COMELEC, ma'am, may we request also Ma'am Charlene, Father Randy, and who else? Ma'am, last one, Florita. Also, the Vice Presidents, Ma'am Arlene and Ma'am Zan. Once again, our heartfelt thanks to the COMELEC for standing with us in our shared commitment to responsible citizenship and meaningful public discourse. As we near the conclusion of today's program, may we invite Mr. Jeffrey Carin, the Executive Director of the FSU Policy Center, to deliver the closing remarks and wrap up today's gathering.
Good morning, everyone. As we conclude the presentation of the FSU Opinion Poll 2025, we extend our sincere thanks to all who contributed to the success of this initiative. Our dedicated research team, the student volunteers, faculty members, and of course, the respondents who made their voices heard. This poll serves as a vital tool in promoting political awareness, critical thinking, and informed decision-making within our academic community. Let us remember that while these results reflect current sentiments, they are not final outcome yet. Rather, they offer a snapshot of perspectives that can guide us toward deeper reflection and more meaningful engagement as we approach Election Day. Before we end, please take note of our takeaways. Let us all exercise our right to vote wisely. Review the platforms, character, and track record of each candidate before making your choice. Number 2, discern during the candidates forum. It's an important opportunity to hear directly from the candidates and provides quality answers to the relevant questions. Number 3, respect the diversity of opinions. Healthy discourse is essential in a democratic institution like ours. Let us maintain a culture of mutual respect. And last, stay updated. Follow official COMELEC channels for announcements and guidelines related to the elections 2025. Together, let us continue building a community that values truth, responsibility, and active participation. Thank you, and may we all contribute to a fair, peaceful, and meaningful election season. Once again, good morning.
Thank you, Sir Jeff, for your thoughtful message and for championing this valuable initiative. Before we officially conclude, a final reminder. The full results and presentations shared today will be made available on the FSU Butuan City Facebook page shortly after the event. We kindly urge everyone to reshare the official post rather than creating individual versions. Doing this helps ensure the accuracy, consistency, and integrity of the information shared with the wider public. And with that, we officially close the 2025 FSUU Opinion Poll press release. So all our guests, partners, our students, our participants, thank you for your time and presence today and for recognizing the importance of evidence-based public discourse. This has been your host, Friday. Padayon and mabuhay tayong lahat.